Oh yeah, we did have lightsabers earlier.
Yeah, seriously.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Um,
I'm gonna look at the website right now.
you can check it out. I'm still not sure though if Kirito's voice inside Gun Gale will be my voice or not. And I always ask people like, do you think it will be a more feminine actor? Because in all the pictures I've seen, there's some major under-boobage shadow going on. So we'll see if he's just a pretty
he's
boy.
Just like really worked out and his pecs are really big.
Yeah. He's been lifting, he's been bench pressing.
I think that's probably. He has to carry that lightsaber.
Yes, yes.
Lightsabers are obviously heavier than a sword.
But his hair is long and luxurious.
Wait, so is it gonna switch? No! It should be Asuna's really masculine, Kirito's really feminine, and we just switch places.
Yes! So I am Asuna, and this is Kirito.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun.
So I can scream, Kirito!
Asuna!
Kirito!
I feel like we...
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously? I don't even know if Asuna's in the second season.
I would think she would,
Really?
but I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't read the light novel.
I don't know anything.
Do you know, or do you have a question? Sure. I did.
I haven't watched it yet because I'm terrified that Asuna's not going to be in something, and I'm going to watch it and be like, oh my god, this is so great, I'll never get to voice it.
She's definitely in it.
And nothing bad happens to her, so I can watch it and everything will be okay.
Yeah, I thought that was a good way of connecting the second season. It seems like a perfect setup to it. Yeah, a nice link. A link stars. I knew you were going there. I actually watched the extradition on New Year's because I was so excited to see it. So I got up and I was like, come on, watching the countdown and everything.
Yeah, I was terrified, so I didn't watch it because I was like, they're just going to kill off Asuna on New Year's and I'm going to start off 2014 hating the year. So I didn't watch it, but now I can watch it a little bit.
And of course, they haven't told us if we're working on it or not. I hope so.
Again, they don't tell us anything. They'll let us know like a week before, like, are you busy? Are you working on anything? When can you come in? And then you show up and they're like, what am I working on today? Sword Art Online! Like that's how it would go down.
Exactly.
They really trust our skills to keep secrets.
Yeah.
We don't have them.
Well, I mean, we're paid to talk, so I guess it makes sense that they think we're gonna talk about it.
I would say like our poker face, which is not a poker face, and I'm giving it away, so now you guys will be able to spot anything. When anybody goes, have you seen this show? And we just go, no. That sounds really good. I heard stuff about that. Or you'd be really good as this character. Really? That sounds really fun.
Bless you.
The convention that they announced me playing Kirito was in Seattle, and the day before they announced it, we had a guest dinner, and I had a Kirito cosplayer sitting at my table,
Oh,
and I was like,
man.
I really like your cosplay.
What's
and
that from?
He's like, oh, it's from a show called Sword Art Online, and it's, oh, have you seen it? And then he's like, wait a second, they're announcing the English voice actors tomorrow.
Are they?
Are you one of the voice actors? And I'm like, no.
God.
What show?
God.
What show was it again?
Oh,
It sounds really cool, but I'm not sure what you're talking about. And then he came up to me the next day right after they announced me, and he's like, you!
They lied.
There we go. Well, I mean, we're under contract to lie. We're forced to lie.
See, I don't know. I don't know if Asuna's going to be in it. It says there's a new heroine.
I've seen pictures of her because there's some promos. But I don't imagine Kirito getting too far from Asuna. I think she would cut him.
She just wouldn't feed him anymore.
Oh, that's worse than being cut.
God.
I don't know. Like, what happens to Yui?
Has anyone read the light novel?
I see a smile.
Oh, there's Yui.
Hi.
It's Yui's heart. Where did you get Yui's heart?
That was so devastating. We had to redo that scene for me a couple of times because Alex would go, the emotion in that was really good, Cherami, but I could not understand anything because you were crying so loud. Yeah. So sad.
Anyone else have questions? There's no
I promise
questions.
I won't cut anyone.
Here's one over here. Yes.
Wait, have I what?
In Austin? I mean, I've messed around a little bit, but no one has like caught it and been like, wait a second, and like put two and two together. I'd be interested to see if now that the show's been out for a while, if people would pick it up.
I think just because our voices are so similar that just when we're talking, people will say like, oh, that kind of sounds like, can't see.
Yeah.
Like, just let it go. I don't know.
You guys know. Yeah.
For this show, I did, just because, I mean, different directors have different preferences of like, well, we want you to go on this journey with the character, we want you to know it, and if the materials are available. For this show, it definitely was, and so I watched the whole series before I did it, which was probably good, because we would have lost hours of me crying while I'm supposed to be working, so I just cried on my own time.
I was lucky enough to watch the entire series also before we started, and it's actually kind of rare that we're able to do that. Most of the time, you go to work and you have no idea what you're doing. You don't know what characters you're playing, what episode you're working on, what you're going to sound like when you get there. You just jump in the booth and the director's like, well, we want you to sound crazy. And you got to sound crazy. But for this show, I knew, I'm in every episode a big part of the show, and I was able to watch it all the way through, and I actually marathoned it because I couldn't stop watching the show, which I feel like that happens a lot. And I'm glad I was able to do that because I could sort of mentally prepare for the screening, the intensity of that. And yeah, we would save about 15 minutes every session just to scream. So I would do all my normal dialogue and then we would scream like crazy. Because they wanted very specific screams for Kirito. And if I did those during my session, I wouldn't be able to talk after. So we'll go here and then there. Yeah.
In order to get into a role and get your character, do you do any sort of specific preparation? Because I've heard some of your other work, and I'm just wondering, like, for example, Kid with Up, they made him run around or name Sunday Sausage. And I would imagine getting into a character like, well, not just Kid, having him fire out of Awakening, for example. That laugh is absolutely delicious. How about you?
So I guess everyone has, different ways of getting into character. I don't do any sort of vocal warm-up because I wasn't traditionally trained as a voice actor or an actor. I learned by watching cartoons and prank calling people. So seriously, my vocal warm-up is yelling at people in traffic because traffic in LA is horrible and drivers are terrible. So I like to yell at people, which is fantastic. Oh, I yell at people in character sometimes. If I know what I'm working on, I yell at people in character. So for Henry, they didn't tell me what I was working on that day. Actually, even when I got there, they used a code name for the game. And I saw the character, they handed me the script while I was waiting to go in, and I'm like, okay, so this guy is insane. I got into the booth, and Patrick Seitz was directing, and he's like, okay, you're insane, but you're happy. And I'm like, okay, so, like, yay, blood. No, 25% more. Yay, blood. No. More than that, let's 50% more. Yay, blood! And that's where Henry, that's where Henry ended. So, sometimes, that voice hadn't been created until I stepped into the booth that day. A lot of the time, that's how characters are created.